lovely. Welcome to your yoga practice with anatomical examples of the muscle systems, the muscles and tissues that I would like for you to think about during your yoga practice. Let's get into it. Let's start standing, okay? Let's stand at the front of the mat. And while you stand at the front of the mat, feet about hip width apart, hips directly over your ankles, close your eyes and think about the 3 points where your feet are connected to the ground. From there, pulling the energy up by lifting your kneecaps, and then I want you to bring your consciousness to your hip points. Imagine that you could pull your hip points up and in. I think a lot of times we say pull your belly in. What we mean is pull your hip points up and in, stitching up your guts. If you tend to stand like this with the butt out, happens all the time, it's extremely beneficial to remember to pull your hip points up and in. Your booty will still look cute and your tummy will be flat. Let's reach up and grab the left wrist with the right hand and reach up and over the head. Look up, open your shoulder blade up. And then just switch sides. Left hand, right wrist, reaching up and over. And back to center. Reaching straight up, and when we reach up, I want our shoulder blades to sink down your back. So we're not hugging our ears with our shoulders. We have our shoulder blades sinking down the back, reaching up, extending through the elbows, look up, and exhale, dive down to the ground. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Now this is your first forward fold of the day. You can have your knees bent if they are straight. Think about lifting your kneecaps again, pulling the energy from the 3 points where your feet are connected to the ground. Pull those kneecaps up and notice how you get more space for your hamstrings. Let's interlace our hands around the elbows and just fold. You can shake your head no and yes. From here, let's take our hands straight to the shin bones. Look forward. Urdhva Hastasana. This is a great chiropractic self-adjustment that you can do. We look forward and forward fold, lifting the kneecaps, creating that space in your hamstrings. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Last time, inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Let's take our hands to the mat. We're going to step back to plank. Now in your plank, I want a strong plank, and I also want you to think about pulling those hip points up and in, stitching up your guts. Also, think about where your triceps are. Rotate them inward so that you're loading the hands correctly. And also your hands, the fingertips, it'll feel like you're overspreading them to do it right. We are using the full range of motion, and that will give you really strong wrists. So here we are in plank. Let's look forward. Bring the shoulders over the fingertips. Bend the elbows. Chaturanga Dandasana. Low plank. Let's inhale, upward facing dog. Tuck your tailbone. Lift your kneecaps. Pull your chest through like a gateway. Shoulder blades down the back, extending through your chin. You can take your top lip under your front lower teeth. Extend. Upward dog. Glutes are active. Legs are active. Everything is active. Look up. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. In down dog, this is another important pose to spin your triceps in. Hollow out the armpits. Spread your fingers. Feet are about hip width apart. If the heels are not touching the ground, imagine that they are, and you will get there. Kneecaps lifted, and pull your tailbone up so you feel like your glutes are separate from your hamstrings. From here, let's just step lightly to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale. Ardha Uttanasana. Look forward. Feel your spine. The top of your head is an extension of your tailbone. Let's forward fold again. Inhale. Reverse swan dive. Reach up. Shoulders away from the ears. Scapula is down the back. Triceps are spinning in. And let's bring our hands to the heart. Let's close our eyes with our hands to the heart. Our hands are in prayer. It's a great way to feel the right versus the left side. It's a great way to find integrity in the whole pose. Start at the feet and go up the body, lifting the kneecaps, then lifting your hip points up and in. Let's just take our chin to the right, look to the right, to the left, over the left shoulder. Back to center, inhale, and then exhale, take the chin over to the right. Inhale, look forward. Let's reach out and up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, dive down, Uttanasana. Inhale, look forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Hands to the mat, step back to plank. We'll go through another vinyasa, and then I'll show you, let me show you a way you can adjust this if we're not quite to the point where we can do these kind of tricep push-ups that Chaturanga demands. Okay, so let's come all the way down to our bellies. Right, and let's pull our hands back towards your ribs. Keeping those elbows in and your kneecaps lifted, let's press up, cobra pose. Shoulders away from the ears. Glutes are very active, tucking the tailbone. And just fold back down. Tuck your back toes and just press into the hands, pushing up and back, downward facing dog. Walk it out. Let's inhale and exhale 5 times. Tricep spin in. From here, let's come onto the tippy toes. You can either jump or step to the front of the mat lightly. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach out and up. Hands to the heart in prayer. Good. One more, Surya Namaskar A. That's what we're doing. Sun Salutation A. Reach up. Exhale, dive down. Hands to shins, or you can keep them on the ground if you can keep your back straight. Look forward. Hands to the mat. Step or jump back to plank. And now let's either take that tricep push-up, Chaturanga. It's like a push-up, except we keep our elbows really close to the body. So we're not going out. We are going with the elbows close, keeping the integrity of the pose. Inhale, upward facing dog. Tuck your tailbone. Pull the shoulder blades down. Hands to the mat. I'm sorry. Back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Hands are always on the mat there. Let's inhale and exhale 5 times. And then we'll bend the knees and jump or step to the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. And let's reach out and up. Urdhva Hastasana. Hands to heart. Good. Now let's go for Surya Namaskar B, which is Sun Salutation B. To start that, let's go into chair. When in chair, bring your toes together. So your big toes are touching, so your heels are a couple inches apart. Lightly tucking your tailbone, not a full jam, but again, pulling those hip points up and in, stabilizing your guts. Reach up. You can go deeper. And then exhale, fold over the legs, straighten the legs as much as possible. Uttanasana. Inhale, look forward. Ardha Uttanasana, hands to the mat. We'll either jump back into chaturanga, or you can go into plank and go through the cobra variation. But we're going to do a vinyasa over here. So we'll jump back into chaturanga. So we're in that low plank with the elbows pinned to your sides. Inhale, reach up. Look up. Upward facing dog. And I like to go back to chaturanga for a second time before I press back into downward facing dog. You can walk it out. I've heard this referred to as walking your dog before. I think that's super cute. Just pedaling each heel down. Let's walk our dog in just maybe a couple inches. Make it a little shorter. We're going to take our right hand to the left ankle and look under your left armpit. You will feel an opening up here around the sciatic nerve. And then hands back to center. We'll take the left hand to the outside of the right ankle, looking under your right shoulder. Twist. Pretty gentle twist. Hands to the mat. Inhale the left leg up. Step the left foot between the hands, back heel down. Now this, we're going up into warrior one. We have our heels. We want heel to heel alignment here. So look down, make sure your heels are in the same line. Your back foot is at a 45-degree angle to the front. Reach up. Shoulders away from the ears. Pull the right hip back. Pull your left femur into the hip. Your right hip is coming forward to straighten yourself forward in this warrior one posture. Looking up, hands to the mat. Step back to plank. Look forward, shoulders over the fingertips, bend the elbows, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Back to chaturanga dandasana. Back to downward facing dog. Let's inhale the right leg up. Let's exhale that right foot between the hands. Remember, we'll go heel to heel with alignment, so look and make sure your heels are in line. And then come up into warrior one. Doing the little adjustments where you pull your right hip back and your left hip forward. Keeping the gut stitched up and in with those hip points. Reach up. Big inhale. Exhale. Hands to the mat. Step back to plank. We'll come forward. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And back to downward facing dog. Let's jump or step to the front. And fold over the legs. We'll hang like a rag doll here, waterfall pose. Hands are wrapped around the elbows. You can shake your head no. And yes. Hands to shins, look forward. Forward fold. Let's reach out and up. And take our hands in prayer to the heart. Let's reach. Urdhva Hastasana. Dive. Uttanasana. Look forward. Ardha Uttanasana. Hands to the mat. Jump or step back to plank or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And back to downward facing dog. Let's inhale the right leg up. Exhale the right foot between the hands. Drop the back heel down. We're going heel to heel in alignment here as well. So make sure you're in alignment. And then you can help yourself up into warrior two. This warrior is your first one, so if you don't feel like you can get your femur all the way parallel with the ground yet, that's fine. Eventually you can. Make sure you can see your two front toes. That will show that you're in alignment. Pressing the inner knee towards the outer knee, reach, look over the right hand. Let's flip the top hand. Reverse the warrior. Our back hand can kind of trickle down the back leg or wrap back and around to the inner thigh of the front leg. Reversing, opening up your side body here. Really strong legs. And back to warrior two. Let's lean forward. Take your right elbow to the right knee, or you can take your hand to the ground, whatever is accessible for you, but grounding into the outer edge of that back foot with that kneecap really alive and lifted. Let's reach up into side angle. And now let's extend the side angle. Here, let's think about our triceps again. Our triceps are going to be spinning down and in. Your pinky is down. Feeling that rotation. Let's come back up into warrior two. Let's reverse and retract the front leg. So now we're in a triangle leg alignment. Reverse the triangle. And we'll take our hands forward. Keep the hips back. Lean the shoulders forward. Right hand to right ankle. Or you can keep it up here if you're not that flexible. Or you can take it to the ground. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Look up. Stacking your shoulders. In triangle, it's way more important that we are lifting up into the pose rather than crashing down. We don't want to be crashing down. That ruins the integrity of the pose. Legs are super alive. Torso super alive. Let's reach the top hand over the head. Extend the triangle. Good. Let's take our hands to the mat on either side of the front leg. Step it back. Let's go for another vinyasa. Bend the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Back to chaturanga dandasana. Back to downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg up. Exhale, left foot between the hands, back heel down. We're heel to heel in alignment. Warrior two on the other side. Grounding into the outer edge of that back foot. Spreading your chest, but also spreading the upper back. Looking over the top hand. Let's flip the top hand, reach up and back. You can either have your back hand trickling down the back leg, or you can wrap it around your back, reversing the warrior. Let's go back into warrior two. Lean forward, elbow over the knee or hands to the ground, side angle pose. And let's extend the side angle, bringing that right pinky down over your ear. So there's a rotation in your arm. Feel the energy from the outer edge of that back foot to your fingertips. Let's come back to warrior two. Let's reverse and also retract that front leg so we're in triangle pose alignment. Reach back. And then we'll keep our hips back, lean the shoulders forward. Left hand to your shin, to the ground, to your quad, just not on your knee. Triangle pose. More about lifting up than crashing down, keeping the integrity. Extend over the head. From here, let's take our hands to either side of your front leg and just step back into plank. From here, let's just do a little bit of cardio. So we're going to just roll onto the outer edge of the left foot, outer edge of the right. Just staying in plank, rolling either way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. If you're ready for more, when we roll on the edge, this time we're going to do a chaturanga. 1, roll to the edge of the other foot. Chaturanga. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost there, 9, and 10. Good. Let's come back to center. Regular chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And back to downward facing dog. Good. Let's walk it out. Let's inhale the right leg up. Step the right foot between the hands. Stay on the ball of the back foot. And the back heel is straight up. Make it feel like you're splitting your mat in half. And reach up into this high lunge. We're going to do a little bit of twisting. It's super good for detox. Hands in prayer. Left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Using the lever of your elbow to press your chest more to the right. Exhale into the twist and feel yourself go deeper as you exhale. Come back to center, high lunge. Hands to heart. Let's step forward into warrior 3. Keeping the integrity of the pose. You can have your arms out for balance or to your heart, or if you have a really strong back, you can reach forward too. Let's put our hands to the mat. Let's jump back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Back to chaturanga. Back to downward facing dog. Now, let's inhale the left leg up. Step the left foot between the hands. Feet are about hip width apart in high lunge alignment. So here we are. Hip width apart. Back heel is straight up. Back leg is super solid. Reach up. Shoulders away from the ears. Look up. Hands to our hearts. Let's twist. Right elbow, left knee. Exhale into your twists. Fully exhale. Good. Back to high lunge. Hands to heart. And here we're going to just come forward. Find a drishti. Find a place. Find the prize for your eyes. Look at one spot. When you do balancing poses, it helps you balance. Come into warrior 3. My balance is off. Few breaths here. Hands to the mat. Let's jump back. Chaturanga or cobra. Inhale, upward facing dog. Back to chaturanga. Downward facing dog. From here, let's take our knees to the ground. Let's do some cat tilts, okay? To transition us from that active strength building Surya Namaskar variations that we just did, we're going to do cat tilts. So first we do cow pose. Drop the belly. Lift your tailbone. Lift your head. Inhale. Exhale until you're empty. Round the back like a Halloween cat. Tuck your tailbone. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Pulling the belly in. Exhale. Inhale, arch. And exhale, round. From here, let's take our left hand and thread it underneath the right shoulder. So we're going to come into a thread the needle pose. We are laying on the back of your left shoulder and the back of your head, pressing your hand into the mat, your top hand, opening up the back in a beautiful way here. You can reach your top hand all the way forward, or you can even take it back and around to the inner thigh, right hand to the inside of the left thigh, wherever you feel like you need to be today. And then let's come back to center, and we'll do a couple more cat tilts just for rebalancing. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round the back. Tuck the tailbone deep. Look at your belly button. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Now we'll take the right hand and thread it through underneath your left shoulder, laying on the back of your right shoulder and head. You can reach your top hand forward, or you can bring it back and around to the inside of that right leg. It's a beautiful back opener. And now let's just do a little back bend where we reach forward, soften your chest, keep your hips over your knees, but bring your chest down to the ground, heart to the ground. Soften your shoulders. Breathe, soften your shoulder. There's one more thing I wanted to do from downward dog. So let's pull our hips up and back into downward dog. Let's inhale the left leg up, bend the left knee, driving your right foot down into the ground. Really feel how that opens up your hip, hamstrings. Just breathe. Breathe into your hips, into your hamstrings, into wherever you're feeling tightness. Breathe. And then we're going to take the left foot right behind the right wrist. And we will settle down into pigeon pose. Now with pigeon, it's not super important that you get to the ground. You can totally use a block or a pillow like under you. Just what's important is that your hips are even. So if your hips are even, bring it to the ground. Otherwise, use something to bolster you up. Keep that front foot flexed. That will protect your knee in this pose. And we'll reach up with that back strength we have, and then forward fold. Ekapada Rajakapatasana, King Pigeon pose. This is the best stretch I can think of for anyone with sciatic nerve pain. Also, it's just great if you're processing any kind of trauma, anxiety, stress. We tend to hold those emotions in the tissues, and the thickest tissues in our body are in our hips. And so sometimes when we are stretching these muscles, it can feel like those emotions, those negative emotions, right, are surfacing. And if that happens to you, that's okay. Just breathe and be grateful that you are able to release them. We can reach back with our left hand to grab the right foot if you need a little bit more stretch here. Otherwise, feel free to keep your legs straight. Let's take our hands back. We'll walk our hands back. And we'll press back into that three-legged dog. And we'll take that left knee and just do some circles. Big circles in both directions. Circular movement is like a master hack to flexibility. I've heard it referred to as the dancer's secret before. We'll place that foot down. Let's extend the right leg up, bend the right knee. Feel how this feels in your body. Drive that left heel down into the ground. Extend up through that top knee is really alive. And from here, let's take that right foot behind the left wrist and settle down into pigeon pose on this side. We can reach up. This takes a really strong lower back, so if you don't have that, don't hurt yourself. Part of yoga is getting accustomed to being a little uncomfortable, but know the difference between beneficial discomfort and dangerous pain. Let's walk it forward. We'll lie down. You can use a block or you can stack your hands. Just make sure your forehead is resting somewhere. If you can't get it all the way to the mat, rest it on a block. Anytime we let our brain press up against the inside of our skull. It has a very calming effect on our nervous system. Breathing into the hips. Exhale out of the hips. Really focus on your exhales here. You probably don't need to focus so much on the inhalations in this one, except for that it feels awesome, just breathing deeply into these deep hip openers. But really focus on your exhales. Exhale until you're empty. And then turn it around and inhale again. You can reach back for that back leg if you like. And we'll take our hands under our shoulders here. Press back into that three-legged dog. And let's just do those circles with the top knee. Big circles on the right side. And we'll just step it back down. Let's bring our knees to the ground. Cross our feet behind us. Roll over our feet. Let's go for a Navasana. I want to get a little bit more core strength. I've snuck in core strengthening exercises. Just every time you do a vinyasa, you're strengthening your core. But this time, boat pose. So you're balancing on the tripod of your hips, of your sit bones, and your tailbone. You could have your legs bent or extended. All that matters, you keep your back straight and shoulders pull back. So we're not leaning forward like this. We have a straight back, shoulder blades down, shoulders back and in. Let's interlace our fingers, Kali Mudra, like a little gun. Exhale over to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale over to the left. Inhale to center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now we'll just cross our legs into an easy seat. Let's take our left hand out, right arm up and over the head. Keep that right hip grounded. You can come onto your left elbow or you can stay up, whatever it takes to keep that right hip grounded. As you reach up and over, pinky spins down once again with the triceps, and this opens up your whole side body. Look up. And then over to the other side. Keeping that hip down, reaching up and over. Look up. Good. Let's just do another twist here. So we're going to take, let's just stay in this easy position. We're going to take our left hand to the right knee. Right hand, reach up. Inhale. Exhale, drop that right hand behind you and twist. Exhale and feel yourself go deeper into the twist. And reach back up, reversing the movement. Good. Now we'll take the right hand to the left knee. Left arm up. Inhale. And then we'll take that hand behind you, look behind you. Deep twist here, but keeping your hips straight and solid. Just twisting through the shoulders and the belly. Belly buttons in. And back to center. Let's go for another twist. So we'll take the right leg on the outside of the left knee, okay? And then your left heel is by your butt, and your right heel is down. Your foot is flat. We're going to take the right hand right behind us, reach up with the left, and then exhale, twist, looking back. You can keep your hand up. If you have a lot of flexibility here, you are welcome to thread your hands through, or just lightly pat your side here and love your body for what it's doing. From here, a fun way to get out of this, I love this, is just travel to the left. Bring your hands down, travel to the left, drop the right knee. And the left leg is on the other side of the right knee now. So we're going to take our left hand back. Inhale, right hand up, and then twist. Looking behind us. Exhale deeply into those twists. These kind of twists will get rid of a lot of puff. Good. From here, let's go for a butterfly pose. So we'll take our feet together. There should be, you can kind of take it a little bit further out than a normal Baddha Konasana would be. Butterfly pose, it should be like a diamond shape between your legs here. Take our wrists over the ankles, press the elbows into the knees and forward fold. Breathing here. And from here, let's just come onto our sides, stacking our knees, stacking our hips, stacking our knees, stacking our ankles. You can cradle your head with the left hand if you want. I would like for you to take your right hand to the top of your booty because I want you to feel where gluteus medius is in relation to gluteus maximus. Because gluteus medius is the muscle that is responsible for giving you that super cute, like, lifted booty. And I want you to feel it. So we're going to just do some I think they're called clamshells, something like that. So keep your hand there at the top of your booty and just feel how the gluteus medius is working as you inhale, open, exhale, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then I'll flip over so you can see on the other side. So our ankles are stacked, our knees are stacked, and our hips are stacked. We'll take our top hand over gluteus medius, which is up here. It is where the butt separates from gluteus maximus is here, gluteus medius is here. So let's lift that top knee. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feel it working. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, from here, we'll just do a couple, go for bridge pose. So the knees are stacked over the ankles. We'll lift the hips. You can interlace your hands underneath and kind of walk your shoulder blades in, lifting up. You can come up onto your toes. Tucking your chin into your sternal notch here. Really lifting, using the glutes. The maximus and medius are being used here. And let the hands go. Let your spine go one vertebra at a time. Good. Now let's bring our feet together into butterfly pose alignment, lying down. And you can take your hands out to the side, or you could bring your left hand over your heart and your right hand over the sacrum. Just breathing here. Or if this is too uncomfortable on your inner thighs, we can go into Shavasana, corpse pose. Just full relaxation, fully surrender, and soak up in the silence and the stillness, soaking up the benefits of this brief practice that we've just done. We've stretched, we've worked on balance, we've twisted, we've worked on endurance and cardiovascular capacity, all in this brief practice. And then we're going to roll onto our right side so the heart is higher, and then we'll come up into an easy seat. And this is the fun part. I mean, I love this part when we can just gather up all of this positive energy that we've created, this gift we've given ourselves, given our bodies and our minds. We are not our bodies, we are not our minds, but we have a body and we have a mind, and you've just given like the best gift to both. Not to mention the spiritual implications of having a practice like this. Inhale, reach, exhale, thumbs to the forehead. Inhale, exhale. Thumbs to lips. Inhale, exhale. And thumbs to heart. Inhale, exhale. This is where we bow to our hearts for the compassion and resilience and love. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. I love you.